I, 23M, punched my wife and will be going to jail tonight. My wife, 31F, is mentally unstable. Her personality changed when we got married, and she can be very violent. Tonight, we got into an argument, and she started throwing things at me. Then she began hitting me, so I punched her in the face. She told me she was going to call the police and locked herself in our guest room. I don't know if she actually called the police, but I'm sitting here waiting. I'm definitely going to be the one who goes to jail. I've never hit a woman before. I've never felt so low. Edit. I just got out of jail and will update later. Update 1. I know a lot of people commented wanting to know what I ended up doing after hitting my wife. I wish I could have responded, but I didn't have my phone. Honestly, I'm surprised at how many people saw my post and commented. To answer some questions, because people believe I was groomed as my wife is older. We met when I was 19, and she was 27. She was the nicest and most amazing woman I had ever met, and I fell for her immediately. She really had her life together. She had a master's degree and was very successful in her field of work as an independent small business owner. She was married and divorced once before meeting me, a red flag in hindsight. We eloped 4 months ago. The house is leased, and only my name is on the lease, as my wife moved out of her apartment when we got married. After we got married is when she started lashing out and hitting me occasionally. And no, I didn't just punch her in the face because I was mad. She threw a glass at me, it hit me in the head but didn't shatter, I fell to the ground, and she got on top of me. I was trying to block her hits and reacted by punching her. Then she acted like the victim by crying and saying she was calling the police and that she wasn't safe around me, then locked herself in the guest room. However, now I'll tell you what happened after the post. Yes, I ended up going to jail Saturday night. It was unfortunate that I got arrested the night before Easter Sunday because I couldn't see a judge until Monday. I was charged with domestic assault and battery. It is a misdemeanor because it's my first offense, but I could still face a year in jail. My wife didn't call the police immediately. She locked herself in the guest room after it happened. About 20 minutes after the incident, I posted on Reddit. I honestly thought she was bluffing about calling the police, but about 10 minutes after that, 2 cops were knocking and yelling at my front door. My wife came out of the guest room with a black eye. I immediately knew I was screwed. I was wearing a white t-shirt that had some blood stains on it because my wife had busted my lip. Unfortunately, regardless of my saying I was defending myself against my violent wife, they saw her black eye and the blood on my shirt, and I was arrested. As of right now, I'm not allowed to be around my wife. I have a public defender, as I can't afford my own lawyer. She has left our house, so luckily, I can stay there. I have no idea where she went. She stole my dog, though. I am calling a divorce lawyer and will be filing as soon as possible. I'm going to try to get the charge dropped as well. My attorney is pretty confident that it will go nowhere, as I have a clean record and my wife has domestic charges on her record. I knew about this, but I was stupid and believed her when she said her husband hit her all the time. Now look at me, claiming self-defense. I was also fired from my job because I was in jail on Monday. As of right now, I probably won't be getting another job because there's no way I can pass a background check with an ongoing legal problem. I am going to be setting up cameras all around my house in case my wife decides to show up. I still have her number in my phone, unblocked, but I will not be reaching out or responding if she contacts me. Essentially, my life is ruined. My wife is a horrible human being, and I could face jail time or homelessness. I don't speak to my family because they don't like my wife, and this is something that I don't think I can tell them about because they warned me she was trouble. Edit. I spoke to my parents tonight. I hadn't spoken to them since I got married to my wife 4 months ago. They were not at all supportive of the decision or of me dating her. At the time, I didn't know why, but obviously, I know now that they were right. They were honestly happy to see me when I showed up. They thought I was bringing my wife over, so I'm sure they were even happier to see that I came alone. I told them everything, and I'm not going to lie, it was really emotional. My parents were more than understanding. They're paying for a lawyer not only to fight my charges but also for the divorce. My mom is walking me through how to press charges against my wife for the abuse and for stealing my dog. They said I could stay at their house if I felt safer there, but I declined. I thought they'd be all I told you so, but it wasn't like that at all. I also filed for divorce. She should be served at her office sometime soon. Update 2. Hey everyone, I wasn't going to update because, for me, this issue is over. But I have a lot of messages and understand that many people are curious about how things are going after that initial night with me getting arrested. The charges were dropped. My wife admitted that she exaggerated everything and told the police and my attorney that I was not abusive. She said she would appreciate it if the charges weren't pursued any further. That was good enough because I'm no longer facing a misdemeanor. Shortly after that, she came to the house, which now has cameras, with a bunch of my favorite snacks and drinks, as well as a long apology note. She was in tears, saying she didn't mean to ruin my life and was so sorry. She said that night she was seeing red and barely remembers anything. When she showed up, I didn't say anything. I also didn't accept her apology gift or letter. All I asked was where my dog was. She tried to act confused and said she didn't have him. I know my wife, her face gets red when she lies. I told her if she doesn't return my dog, I'm pressing charges, getting a restraining order, and filing for divorce. She broke down and told me that she did take him and had no intention of harming him, but he ran away when she left a door open. She said she looked for him but couldn't find him. He isn't chipped. He's gone, and we aren't going to find him. I'm torn up over it. I told her to leave my property. A few days later, she was served divorce papers. She showed up at my house again, crying, saying she's sorry for everything. She loves me, and she wants to save our marriage. She said I can't throw away what we have over an animal. While my dog is a huge reason why I'm going through with this, I got pissed and said she's abusive, manipulative, and needs therapy and medical help for her problems. It's way more than my dog. I told her she is lucky I haven't pressed charges and have only filed for divorce. Well, she hit me again. This time, it was on camera. I called the police. When the police showed up, she was in hysterics and tried to turn it on me, saying that she hit me in self-defense and that we're going through a divorce and I wouldn't let her leave. She didn't know I had cameras. She was arrested, I was granted a restraining order, and we are getting divorced. I've gone to every animal shelter nearby, but my dog is nowhere to be found. It's been a few weeks. I'm assuming the worst. My wife's ex-husband reached out to me. He's still friends with a few of my wife's friends, and they filled him in on the situation. He told me that she did something similar to him, but he let it continue for longer than he should have because she is really manipulative and would cry and apologize and seem genuinely remorseful and willing to take the steps necessary to change. He told me not to look back or fall for any of it. As happy as I am that my legal issues are over, and I'm getting out of an abusive marriage, to me, it's not a happy ending because I lost my best friend since I was 16. I let him down. I put my dog in a situation where he was unsafe. I miss him so much. Dog update. He didn't run away, my soon-to-be ex-wife gave him to a friend of hers who lives about an hour and a half away. Her friend originally thought I was the abuser, so she was happy to rescue him. When she heard about what really happened, she messaged me on Facebook. He's back. All is good in my life now. Thank you all for the support.